2. That's really a deceptive motion he has, too. That leg comes flying.
Boy, he sure reminds you a lot of Mark Langston of the Mariners when he gets ready to deliver, the way he clears so nicely there. He's sneaky. Loosey-goosey. At times, sometimes he has full extension. Other times looks like he's a bit of a short armor coming right out of his jersey, so he varies it. Tough to pick up.
Pagliarulo with a homer in his last at bat, and that's inside ball 4. So the Yankees will try and make an attempt to battle back here in the 8th inning. Again, go back to what we were talking about a couple of innings ago when the Yankees had the big lead, the psychological impact that the Yankee victory would have on this Toronto ball club now that Mattingly and Henderson are here, and the converse now could hold true. The Blue Jays come from behind, and if they can hold on and win this one, it's a big positive for them.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It's as big a positive for them as it is a big a negative or a hurt for the Yankees.
Here's Tolleson taking strike 1.
This is the kind of game right here that you could point to. We were talking about key games you can point to. The one on Friday night against the Red Sox when they came from that 9-0 deficit. Hopefully you'd be able to point to that in October and say, well, that was one of the games that got us started. On the other side of that page, though, is if you lose this ball game, this could be one of the games that you point to on the negative side.
Yankees.
We'll see. This is the kind of game right here, though, Pards, that if you do blow it, you lose it, you'll see what this ball club's got in the next week or so.
Bounce to second. Manny Lee turns, gives to Fernandez. The return back, not a time. Tolleson beats it out.
Just not hit hard enough to turn it over.
So 1 man out. Tolleson reaches on the force play.
Number 24,
Ricky Henderson will step in. Ricky in his return to action tonight. First time since June the 4th. 0 for 4. Fly to center, popped to short, bounced to third, and struck out. 14-11 Toronto. Ball 1. Mark Eichhorn. They said the pitcher of record, if they win this ball game, he will have won his 9th ball game of the season. A couple of years ago when the Blue Jays won the Eastern Division title, Dennis Lamp was the recipient of a lot of ball games in which he'd come in. Won 11 in a row. They'd come from behind and win it. And he really wasn't anywhere near as good a pitcher as the record showed. But a middle relief guy and a good ball club can pick up a lot of wins that way. Fouled away.
A lot of circumstances and kismet involved in that scenario. But yeah, you're right.
But Eichhorn's a heck of a pitcher.
He's done a good job.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ricky Henderson. 2-2.
Looked like Ricky had a beef right there. And in this particular situation, that's a big pitch. Here's the fastball. Ball's outside.
2-2. Smacked foul.
Well, you could really nitpick this game if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
From either side. Umpires have definitely come into play in this ball game.
And as you said, both ball clubs have had their beefs, legitimate beefs. Timeout call. Jeff Musselman, 4th pitcher of the night for the Jays. John Cerruti started, went an inning and a third, gave up 5 hits and 8 runs. Kittle, an inside the Parker in the first inning for 2 runs. Winfield, a 2-runner. Mattingly had a grand slammer. Yankees led at 8-3 after 2. bounced back. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. Musselman's hurt. He got hit. I'm not sure where, but right knee. He just told us. Oh, and he just went down in pain.
Ball hit hard by Ricky. He just didn't react. That's all. Just didn't react.
Well, we've talked about it, but that particular case, we've seen harder hit baseballs. It was just a matter of him not reacting as quickly as he might have. But boy, that's smart. So it just hit him right off the kneecap.
Nice hit, Ricky. It's sharp.
Have to hope the youngster is okay. Tom Henke's coming in from the bullpen. That's going to be it for Musselman.
Hey, Ricky, it's 11 o'clock. You gotta check in.
Yankees with runners at first and second. One man out. A 14-11 Toronto lead. Musselman's going to leave. He'll get a standing ovation. And that right leg just dangling. Yankees with runners at first and second. One man out here in the 8th inning. The Terminator, Tom Henke, is coming on, and he will face Willie Randolph in the 14-11 Toronto lead, and we'll get back to Toronto right after this. The 8th inning, and there is the big guy, Tom Henke, 6'5", 210 pounds. As he comes out, a record of 0-2. Forget the record. The ERA 2.70, and look at the saves. He's had 13 of them put on the board. One against the Yankees. This is third appearance of the year against New York. 2 1/3 innings pitched. Gave up 2 hits, no runs. Struck out 3, and he can most certainly strike him out.
Got a good fastball and a good forkball. Primarily a 2-pitch pitcher. Every now and then he'll come in with a breaking ball, but the last 10 days, 2 weeks, they've gotten to him a little bit.
Particularly his last outing over the weekend against Milwaukee in a game that the Blue Jays led. And Milwaukee rallied for 7 runs in the 8th inning. And an inning in the 3rd, he gave up 6 runs on 4 hits. Walked 4. And in his previous start against Detroit in 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run. And that's not like the Tom Henke that you normally see. First pitch in to Randolph for a strike.
Every time I've ever seen Henke, he's had good control. That has been really his fort, his strong point. He's been able to spot it, throw strikes, did not get himself behind in the count.
57 strikeouts in 40 innings and only 13 walks. Foul away by Randolph. Randolph 2 for 3 tonight. He scored a couple of runs. He's walked. Yankees down 14-11, and Willie Randolph representing the tying run.
Just sitting here watching Don Mattingly on deck. He's just pacing around like a caged lion trying to get himself up. Just praying that Willie will stay out of the double play, give him a shot. Now he's starting to settle back in a little bit.
Count is 0-2 to Randolph. Willie laid off that one, 1-2.
Henke with a bit of an unusual motion. He starts off pretty good, and all of a sudden he almost like it's a catapult, and he just slings it at you.
And it comes flying up there. He got it. Randolph goes down swinging. Bottom dropped out of that one.
Boy, there's just a good hard sinker right there.
So 2 men are out. It is up to Mattingly. Grand slam home run back in the second. RBI single in the sixth. So Mattingly in the ball game 2 for 4. Yankees trail 14-11 here in the top of the 8th. Runners at first and second. Ball 1. Tollison down at second. Henderson on at first.
And Hankey definitely going to try to make Mattingly beat him the opposite way. That wind still blowing hard from left to right as it has been all evening long. It's been a big factor in this ball. In fact, everything's been a big factor in this ball game tonight. But it'll be awful hard for the left-handed hitter to go out of here to left field.
Wind blowing fiercely to the right side.
Well, I'll tell you, wish we had a little shot of that when he was just pacing around that on-deck circle trying to get himself up for it.
Down low, 2-0.
And this is what Don's got to do. He cannot be greedy. He's got to be patient. As pumped as he is right now, you got to sit back. Now he's waited him out. He's got a hit, 2 and zip. It's got to be right what he's looking for and where he's looking for it. Attaboy.
3-0. Winfield on deck. Runners at first and second. 2 men out.
I'd turn him loose.
Yeah. We shall see. A 3-0 count to Don Mattingly. Tom Henke, 5th pitcher of the night for the Jays. Strike 1. 3-1. What a wild, crazy ball game. See Winfield on deck. Mattingly at the plate. The count is 3-1. Takes it left side foul. Counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Mattingly. 2 men out. 2 men on. Tollison at second. Henderson at first.
And you get the feeling that this is the pitch of the game for the Yankees.
Could very well be. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Everybody moves up the base. Tollison to third. Henderson down to second. And Mattingly on at first base. With 2 men out. There you see him loaded up with New Yorkers.
And no way Henke was going to give in. No chance.
He would rather perhaps pitch to the right-hander. Dave Winfield. Winfield took one deep to center field for a home run back in the first inning. Since then, Nunez struck him out twice and Eichhorn K'd him. So Winfield 1 for 4. Strike 1.
Well, like that fork ball of Henke's. He's got the same motion with both of them. That's what makes both of them equally effective, and they complement one another so much.
This is hit deep to left field. Look at this. Say goodbye. Grand slam home run for Dave Winfield. And the Yankees have come back. Put 4 on the board.
Damn,
It is
I don't
now
believe it.
15 to 14. Whoa. I'll tell you, he hits a homer in the first inning. The righties strike him out, and here he's up against their toughest righty with the bases loaded. And you say you don't believe it. I'll tell you.
Sweetness. Sweetness.
Big home run for number 31. And there are more than 45,000 here tonight. They're stunned.
Well, there's 45,002 coming up here in the booth, I'll tell you.
15 to 14. The Yankees lead it. And here's Ward. Takes ball 1. Don't go away, guys. Blue Jays still have 2 at bats.
And the Yankees still got some more lumber they can carry up there as well.
Second grand slam home run of the night for the New York Yankees. 7th time in his career Winfield has hit a grand slam home run, 4th as a Yankee.
I'll tell you, this season so far, I can see why attendance records have fallen. It has been, on either side of the page, exciting.
It's like an arena football score. 15-14. 3 balls, 1 strike to Gary Ward. Blue Jays came on with their ace. He strikes out Randolph. He's careful with Mattingly. He walks him. And Winfield smacks a grand slam home run, and the Yankees lead it 15-14.
Seems like when you hit 2 grand slams and 1 3-runner in a ball game, you ought to be right there.
Full count to Gary Ward. Winfield and Kittle with 2-run homers in the first. Mattingly the grand slam home run in the second. Pagliarulo a homer. Grand slam home run by Winfield here. Strike 3. Side retire. But the Yankees have battled back. 4 runs for the Yankees on only 2 base hits. The grand slam home run by Winfield. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. 15-14 Yankees.
Well, you're looking at the man of the hour right there. The big man, Dave Winfield, cranking his 2nd homer of the evening, his 18th of the year. Bases loaded, 2 out, 0-1 to count. Fastball up and out of here. That makes it 15-14 Yankees. In case you just tuned in, Yankees led it 11-4 at one time. Blue Jays scored 10 runs in 2 innings. And in between innings, is there now. Lou Piniella is going out to center field. Gary Ward was getting on home plate umpire Mark Johnson. And I believe it was over that 3-0 pitch. Ward thought it was down. They got into a hot and heavy argument. He did not get thrown out of the ball game. And then all of a sudden now Ward and Kaiser having some words. What a night.
Okay.
I said, what a night.
You took a look at that scoreboard, and you look at it real quickly. It's tough to figure out all those 6s and 4s and 3s. There's numbers upon numbers. And the Yankees, Henderson and Winfield, just trying to calm Gary Ward down.
It's the hottest he's been all year, the umpire. As I said, the umpires have definitely been a factor in this ball game tonight. Has the wind, has some funny bounces, has some bad plays. Look at that thing. The only thing that looks familiar to me up there on my golf cart would be that 6 under 7.
Home runs by the bushel-full. Kelly Gruber will lead it off here. Dave Righetti has the lead now. He came on in the 7th inning, was unable to protect it. As the Blue Jays came from behind, sent 11 men to the plate. Pitch is in for a strike. So instead of being the pitcher of record on the losing side, Righetti now with an opportunity to become the pitcher of record on the positive side. Popped up, short center field. Ward comes on. Kelly Gruber's retired for the first out here in the 8th.
I want you to look at Kenny Kaiser. Kenny Kaiser all the way out there into straightaway center field, fairly deep. Boy, I'll tell you, that big man has been busting his fanny.
He's a good man.
Oh, he is. He's a good umpire. Now, he can get the pinky, don't get me wrong.
But I'll tell you, when that little dispute broke out, he got right in the middle of it.
I'll tell you what he did. He stopped Mark Johnson from throwing Gary Ward out. That's what he did. Because Mark was going to throw him out, especially when Ward threw the helmet down.
Willie Upshaw takes a strike. Upshaw tonight has doubled and a homer. 2 RBIs, 3 RBIs. He got an RBI on the ground ball to Willie Randolph that Willie was unable to turn the double play on. Strike 2.
That's the farthest I've seen an umpire go out after a fly ball, and I don't know how long. With the exception of maybe the World Series.
Yeah, Kenny does his job.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's had his times, too. A little laid back, but I'll tell you, this year he's been right. He's been a Jim Dandy.
Oops. Runs one of the great dinners for youngsters up in the Rochester area each winter. A fun place to be. They get about 1,000 people out for it. That's pop foul out of play. 1-2 the count.
Well, we said at the top there was going to be a lot of scoring tonight unless somebody out there on the mound was very sharp. So far, nobody out there on the mound has been very sharp. As he bobbles, he'll get him. And there's 2 gone. And there's been a lot of scoring. 29 runs, 26 hits. Lord have mercy.
Now, Willie Randolph at second, playing with that sore knee. He has had a tough night tonight.
It's the toughest night he's had all year defensively. No question about it.
The only pitchers have really sparkled to any extent, I'd have to say, Nunez. But he tired finally after retiring 12 in a row and gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 3 hits and 4 in the third. And Eichhorn pitched to 4 batters.
That's right.
Ball 1.
David's just going to try to wiggle his way through this inning in the third now.
Combination of 29 runs in the game.
Witt takes up high, 2-0. Witt came out as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning for Charlie Moore. He singled, scored a run, reached on an error in the 7th inning, got credit for an RBI.
He's 29 runs high in the American League this year. And it's apropos with these 2 clubs teeing it up when they got their players back on a windy night at Exhibition Stadium.
16 hits for the Blue Jays, 10 for the Yankees, 3 errors for New York, 1 for Toronto. Count goes 3-1 to Witt. Manny Lee on deck. He's the 3rd man to be in the 9th place in the batting order tonight for Toronto. I got to tell Kelly Gruber what position to go out to each inning. Doesn't know if he's playing 2nd or 3rd. Here's Randolph at 2nd. Side retired. 1-2-3 inning for Righetti as he settles down here in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th right now. It is still New York 15, Toronto 14. Spencer Ross, Ken Harrelson back here at Toronto's Exhibition Stadium in a ball game that right now is more than 3.5 hours old, but it has been one exciting evening. Claudell Washington will lead it off for the Yankees. He takes strike 1. 15-14. Yankees lead it.
Usually in a situation like this, when you're leading by a run in the 9th inning, you like to think, let's get one more. In this case, let's get 6 or 7 more.
And hope it'll be enough. 1-1. See, Claudell came into this ball game as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning for Kittle and bounced out to 2nd. Manny Lee at 2nd base now. Kelly Gruber started the game at 3rd, went to 2nd for a couple innings. He's back at 3rd now. 3-1 to Claudell. Give you an idea of earned run averages. Now they can be deceiving. Tom Henke, prior to his last outing against Milwaukee, had a 1.39 ERA and then gave up those 6 runs in an inning and a third, and his ERA jumped up to 2.70. Let me know how many saves the relievers have. Let me know how many times they fail in save appearances. That's the important number. Full count. High fly ball left field. George Bell. One man out.
And in case you're looking at Toronto coming up in the 9th inning, the scheduled hitters are Manny Lee, Tony Fernandez, and Lloyd Mosby. So that would be very expeditious and very wise if Rigetti could get him 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because the guys who follow.
Barfield and Bell.
Rick Cerrone takes strike 1. Cerrone 0 for 3 tonight. He's also walked and scored a run. This one's going to drop. Left center field, base hit. Bell comes over, and Cerrone has his first base hit of the ball game. Yankees 11th of the night. (15-14). The Yankees lead.
Just a little duck snort right there, hit right off the fist by Cerrone. And Rick aboard. Bag's got to dial it up a little bit, sit on dead red.
Bags with a single, a home run. He struck out and walked. Takes ball 1. Two and 0. Medford Mike Pagliarulo.
Oh, good rip. Good hack at a fastball from Henke. You know, we were talking about Michael the other night, having some dinner, and I don't think I've ever seen a hitter who, I mean, it's just a battle every time he goes to the plate. Yeah, he grinds and battles,
works so hard.
grinds and works and grinds and.
Intense. He works that.
Intensity really is the word. I don't think I've ever seen a more intense hitter at the plate. And I think it's one of his problems. I think he carries it to the extreme sometimes, you know, instead of trying to relax a little bit more.
Takes strike 2. There were times last year after that hamstring where he really should have taken it easy and rested it a little bit, but he just doesn't know how to rest.
He's got one speed, flat out.
That's right. Which is a positive thing, but sometimes you have to know when to pull back.
It can be harmful too.
Runners going, and Rick Cerrone is out at second base. That's a strikeout, throw out, double play.
I think they missed them both. I think they missed the pitch to Mike and the play at second. Take another look. Mike thought the ball was not. You can see his reaction. Looked like Cerrone from up here got his hand in before the tag as he had to take. He did, in fact. He was there. You couldn't see it from there, but you see the pitch to Michael. Let's look at it from back here.
Oh, he was safe.
Yeah, he got his hand in.
Doesn't matter. Side's retired. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Toronto. Yankees lead it 15-14. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning here at Toronto's Exhibition Stadium, and it all rests on the shoulders of the left-hander out of the bullpen, Dave Rigetti. The Yankees lead it by a score of 15-14. Toronto had rallied for 6 runs in the 7th inning. Rigetti came on, could not put out the fire that was started by Stoddard and then Clements. And suddenly the Yankees, who led it 11-4, were down in the ball game, 14-11. But a grand slam home run by Winfield, the second homer of the night, made it 15-14 in the top of the 8th. Rigetti retired the Jays 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 8th, but now he has to face Lee, Fernandez, and Mosby. But Barfield will follow. Pitch inside for a ball. Manny Lee, pinch hit in the 7th inning and single to right. And should those righties get an opportunity, that man's getting ready.
He's been throwing for a while. He's ready.
Rich Bordy. 2-0.
Meanwhile, the business at hand is number 4. Little guy right there. Got a base hit off Rigetti back in the 7th inning when he pinch hit. Big out.
Strike one. 2-1. Rigetti came on after Clemens had walked a couple. The bases were loaded. Nearly got a double play ball out of Upshaw. Randolph making the tag to the runner coming down the line, and then the error by Randolph. 2-2.
This game surpasses the Friday night game with highs and lows and emotional value, so to speak. This has been the biggest one we've had all year as far as both ways, momentum and emotion.
Up, down. Strike 3. Rigetti strikes out Manny Lee. 1 man out here in the 9th.
Good breaking ball by Rags. Had it coming from the outside in.
Tony Fernandez.
I love it. I tell you, I don't even, you know, it didn't even seem like this game is anywhere near as long as it's been. Not even close.
It's approaching 4 hours. Down low to Fernandez. 2 hits for Fernandez tonight. He's 2 for 5. Now has 92 hits for the season. 2-0. Again, Rigetti falls behind. Fell behind Lee 2-0. Came back to strike him out. Yankees 15, Blue Jays 14. And he is behind 3-0 to Tony Fernandez. Lloyd Mosby on deck. Barfield to follow. Ball 4. Fernandez walks on 4 pitches. Lloyd Mosby with a home run. Back in the 6th inning, it came off Cecilio Guante. A 3-runner.
That was a big base hit. That was a hit that very similar to Winfield's 3-run homer off Clemens. It got the juice flowing back in all the pinstripes. And the same thing tonight when he cranked out that 3-run homer off Guante. It put him right back in the ball game.
Yankees had led 11-4. Suddenly it was 11-8. And then the Blue Jays coming up with 6 in the 7th. Mosby now with 13 home runs, 49 RBIs. Takes a strike, 0-1. Mosby representing the winning run. 15-14 New York. Two base hits tonight for Mosby. The homer and a single back in the 1st inning. Foul ball. 1-2. Tony Fernandez down at first base. The count is 0-2 to Mosby. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jesse Barfield on deck. Dave Rigetti trying to close this one out. Two and two.
Good hard slider.
2 men are out.
Here he waits very nicely. Righetti waits very nicely on it. Did not get impatient. Did not rush out there. Waited on it. You got to hang it back a little bit on the top side to throw the good hard breaking pitch, and that's exactly what he did. Got it in a good spot as well.
Third strikeout for Righetti. 2 men are out. Fernandez at first base. Jesse Barfield will step in.
Power and power.
Struck out, popped up, struck out, bounced out, and then singled up the middle to score 2 runs in the 7th inning.
One thing I like about Barfield so much, so in situations like this, he's going to give himself a chance. He's going to take a good rip.
Ball 1. We're talking about really one of the premier people in all of baseball. Defensively, offensively.
Yeah. You could see it coming from his first year in the league.
Unbelievable arm. Great power. 40 homers last year. Righetti's pitch. Is it high into the air to left field? Coming on his Ward along with Henderson. Henderson says yes, and the ball game is over.
How about it?
An unbelievable evening here on the shores of Lake Ontario as Dave Righetti gets save number 16, and the Yankees come away with a win, beating the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 15-14. Right now, let's head over to Lee Zeidman.